The impact of this, let's say that in these other states, and you have to wait until September for those extra federal government benefits to end. Are we looking at continued labor shortages right through the summer at a minimum? Ed Stringham joins us now, the professor of American Business and Economic Enterprise at Trinity College. We've got Dave Maney with us as well, Deep News chairman. Professor, if I can begin with you, is it a given that this labor shortage persists through at least this summer?
I mean, it's a big problem right now. We've got 15 million people still collecting continuing unemployment benefits at various federal levels. That's a huge amount. There's still 7 million fewer people working now compared to a year ago. And it looks like a lot of businesses are just clamoring. They need workers. They want people to get back to work. And the idea that taxpayers, us, you and me, are paying people to be staying at home, I think is a big problem.
How long is it a big problem, Dave? What do you think?
Well, I think part of it's going to be temporary and part of it's going to be permanent. What COVID and particularly our government's response to COVID did was create massive economic distortions, like across every part and every sector of the economy. And this one's front and center because it's people's lives and people's livelihoods. The notion that these massive subsidies for unemployment are somehow not affecting the worker shortage. I mean, that is pure Washington fantasy land. And how long it lasts, my guess is that you'll see some of it sort of snap back over the next 6 months. But we've caused structural changes in the economy where some jobs are going to be automated or digitized or eliminated in some fashion entirely.
You know, Ed, the fall is the great comeback in America, right? Most businesses are going to sort of be pushing their workers to return to their physical offices. I don't know how many will take them up on that. A lot of these federal extension unemployment benefits, and to both of your earlier points, I'm just wondering then how you see the fall economically sorting out. Will a lot of these issues be addressed by the sheer number of people likely to return to their physical offices?
Yeah, I'm personally optimistic. And if you look at the data, there's a lot of positive signs. I think the underlying fundamentals in the economy have always been strong. I think that a lot of the policies were extremely disruptive, unnecessarily so, shutting down all sorts of parts of the economy. But once we've been removing, the government's been removing its restrictions, people are getting back to work. People want to get back to work. People want to start spending, start traveling again, start going out. Hospitality jobs, there's a huge amount of demand for hospitality jobs right now. And so I think that over the long run, as long as we get rid of these bad policies, the economy can get back on track soon.
So, Dave, in the meantime, we got a lot of planned government spending. I don't know if it will all come to fruition, but just some of the goals are pretty pricey. That could be an issue that either helps or hurts. How do you see it?
Hurts. I think, I mean, look, I think that, you know, a market economy is a wonderful, wonderful mechanism in the overwhelming majority of ways to, you know, to flatten out cliffs and peaks and to generally see progress and create wealth. And when you distort it, you do not make the mechanisms better. You make them worse. And I would argue that with the possible exception of World War II, what we've done in the last 15, 16 months has been the largest self-imposed economic distortion in American history. And that is not going. I agree with Ed. I'm generally optimistic. But when you continue to weigh in these kind of brakes against the energy of a market economy, it's not going to help. It's not going to help. It's not going to help get back to normal faster, and it's not going to help the people who got hurt the most by the pandemic.
All right, gentlemen, I'll see you a little bit later in the show, Ed and Dave, on all of these other developments.